Okay, so let's actually just start out standing. Let's start with our simple roll downs. Arms are gonna go long, feet are gonna be parallel, about 2 to 3 inches apart, not very far. You're gonna bring your chin down to your chest. If you are just joining us this morning, you'll need a chair. You can also use some type of ottoman or the edge of the bed, the edge of the couch. All of those will work. As we roll back up, make sure you're hollowing out the belly. You can keep a tiny bend in the knees if you need to as we get moving this morning. Things feel a little bit tight or sticky. Shoulders down and back at the top. And then bring your chin down to your chest again. You'll roll down nice and slow. Let the arms hang. You'll also need your mat today or something that will keep the chair stable so that it won't slide. Just remember that it can push out from underneath you. Always have it up against something if needed. Slowly roll up. You'll also need a band. It does not matter what color it is, but you can have a looped band or a long band that you can tie into a knot. And then shoulders down and back. One more, chin to chest. If you find that your bands start to get a little bit sticky over time, I like to take a little bit of baby powder and just toss it in a little bit of powder. Let your head hang down at the bottom. Take a big, deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. A little bit more weight in the heels right there. Stack the spine, shoulders down and back. Let's just take this into some simple squats. I'm going to reach the arms forwards and then I'm going to pull them back using the arms, the legs, the whole body. Down and lift and squeeze. 4, 5, 6. Those feet are going to stay in parallel, but you can take them a little wider if you need to. My arms are still sore from Monday, if anybody was wondering. The backs of my arms have been on fire. My inner thighs too, I forgot to ask you guys about that before we started, but whole body is definitely feeling it after a couple weeks not doing class. Down and then lift. Let's keep going to get the heart rate lifted. Let's do a couple more. And then at the top, arms go long, chin to chest. We slowly roll down. Whenever you get down to the bottom, I want you to go ahead and take your knees down to the mat. And then I want you to find that band. Hopefully you kept it close to you. Anytime you want to ditch the band, that's completely okay. A lot of these exercises can be done without the band as well. It just adds some extra control that we don't normally have. So we're going to take this all the way down onto the mat. I'm actually going to move my chair out of the way just a little bit. All the way down, the arms are long, feet are parallel, and then I'm going to pull the band up around my thighs for the first one. So it'll be slightly tighter than it was around the calves. The arms are long. And then I just want you to go into a bridge. So tuck the pelvis, slowly lift the hips into the air. If you need to keep readjusting that band, that's completely okay. I just don't want it to be a nuisance. So find a spot where it feels good and then scoop and roll down. That's what I like about these looped bands is I don't have to keep messing with the tie, right? Scoop and tuck and lift, and I like the long bands because I can use them for arm work. And then scoop and roll back down. This helps me keep my legs in that parallel position. I'm not trying to open them or dig the knees in together. Tuck the pelvis, lift the hips. It does keep me in check. Keep wrapping those ribs in towards one another at the top. And then we'll scoop and roll back down. Good. Again, we're going to tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, hold this at the top. Good. And then scoop and roll back down. At the bottom, I want you to reach your arms up over the head. Find a big good morning stretch. And then we're gonna take the legs up to a tabletop. You're gonna keep a little bit of space because you have to keep the tension on the band. We're gonna lift the head and chest, press the arms down by your side. Still got that band in the same place, and then we'll lower back down, the arms reach back. Lift the head and chest, press into it and hold, and then lowering back down. Lift the head and chest, press into it and hold, and lower. Good. Lift for the 100 prep. You reach and push. Think of your hands being in those straps on the reformer as you work, and lower back down. Lift and push into the hands, hold right there, and then we lower. You're gonna bring your feet back down to the mat, keep them slightly separated, press your arms down by your side, tuck the pelvis, and then lift the hips into the air, hold this at the top. Give me little pulses just at the top, lifting the hips. We go up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're gonna scoop and roll back down. At the bottom, go onto your toes on the mat, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, stay on the toes, lift the hips up for pulses for 8, 7, palms long, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna scoop and roll back down. Drop the heels, reach the arms all the way up overhead, and bring your legs up to tabletop. Keep those legs slightly separated. Then we're gonna lift the head and chest, press into the fingertips here. You're gonna extend the legs, keep them slightly separated, and pulse the arms. Breathe, inhale, and exhaling. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, just a tiny bit of pressure on the band. Exhale, legs are long. You can always lift the legs if needed to a tall, long leg, or you can bend the legs back to tabletop. Inhale, exhaling. Inhale, turn the head if you need to. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. In. And X, let's do one more breath in. And exhale. Bend the knees in. Reach the arms up over the head. Bring your feet back down to the mat. And reach the arms long down by your side. You're going to tuck the pelvis. Lift the hips into the air. Hold this at the top. You're going to open the legs a little bit. Close the legs back to that neutral position. And then scoop and roll down. Just adding a little bit of pressure on the band. Lift the hips, open, close, and then we're just gonna hinge down to make these a little quicker. We'll lift the hips, open, close, and lower. Just warming up here. Lift, open, close, and lower down. Again, lift, open, close, and lower. Give me 3 more of those. Again, these can always be done without the band. You can do the same exact movements. Perfect. Bend the knees in towards the chest, hug them. And then I want you to rock yourself up to a seated position. Take the band and lower it down around the calves where we started today. Staying down on your mat, I want you to take this back onto your forearms. Just kind of relax into that. Find an open chest, and then give me more of a tall spine here. You're gonna bring your legs up to tabletop, and then we're gonna extend the legs, hold them there. Now you're gonna shift one direction then the other. Just like your feet are driving a car. So the feet are on the steering wheel, good. Chest is pressing forwards. That's it, nice. Good. Opening the chest, feet are reaching long. We're warming up the obliques. We're warming up the low back, the lower abdominals. Good. Then bend the knees in towards you. Set your feet down on the mat. Use your hands to help yourself up. And then we're going to come up to standing. So keep it where it is, and we're going to go down. Or sorry, we're going to come up from here. I want you to stand on the mat, and I'm going to actually pull this up around my thighs. You're welcome to keep it around your ankles, but it's going to be a weird position if that happens, okay? So I'm going to pull it up around the thighs for this one. So I'm just going to start with some squats, keeping some pressure here. We'll go down and lift. Nice and easy right there. Again, you can do this right here without a band. Doesn't have to be done with it. You can always ditch the band. It's just a little added bonus. Now we're going to go with some little pulses. You'll just do 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick your right heel up and go back down. 1, 2, same side. Kick your right heel and back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and kick. Now we switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left heel kicks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we kick. One more set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for twos. 1 and 2. Right heel kicks. Go down. 1 and 2. Right heel kicks. 1, 2, and kick. On fire. 1, 2, and kick. Switch sides. 1, 2, left heel. 1, 2, and left. 1, 2, kick the booty. And 1, 2, and kick. One more. Kick, and then stand all the way up. I think we're getting warmer. Here we go. Take the band. We're going to go seated on the mat, kind of moving quickly from one movement to the other here to make sure we get all of these ideas in that I have written down on my notebook. So a little bit of a rotational exercise while still moving the abdominals. I want you to take the band and put it around the bottom of your feet. So you can use a band or a ring for this one. The same idea is going to happen here. You're going to lift your legs into a teeter, and I just want you to hold steady. Don't pull really hard on the band. Just want you to try to reach your hands towards your feet. Now you're going to open and rotate one arm to the side, and then bring it back to center. Try not to pull too hard on the band. You're going to open the arm and back to center. I was doing a class recently where I was taking someone else's class, and right in the middle of class, my band just snapped in half, and then back into the center. Hold here. You're going to open the arm to the other side and back to center. Good. Open the arm, one more to each side, back to center. Feel those abs catch on fire. Open the other arm, back to center. Bend the knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. A little stretch here. Just fold the chest forwards. Relax, take a deep breath. Okay, so let's use the chair that we brought to class. An ottoman or the end of a couch or bed will work today too. Make sure that it's secure no matter what you're using. I'm going to sit, I'm going to place the band around my calves where we did the measurement at the beginning of class. Pay attention to the upper body positioning because that's going to come into play in a little bit on each movement. If you want to do it without the band, just really focus on squeezing the muscle that we're working. I'll make sure to always give you the muscle focus. If you want to slip the band off, you can. The hands are going to go back behind you. No matter where you're sitting, I want you to try to scoot yourself forwards on the chair, and then your hands come back behind you. They can wrap around the edge or they can go here, but try to keep the spine long, just lean back a little bit here. I want you to lift up onto your tiptoes and then take your right leg, extend it out, and bend back in where the toes touch the ground. Extend out and bend back in. Just reaching the leg long, engage your quad on the top of the leg. Keep those knees up in alignment with one another. Let's do 2 more on this side. Let's switch into the opposite leg. You'll kick and then bend the leg. Kick, make sure you're slightly leaning back on knees, engaging the abdominals. Try not to sink into the shoulders, open the chest. Good. Squeeze that quad. Let's do 2 more. Perfect. Let's come up tall, stay on the toes. I'm going to put my hands on my hips, and I'm going to open that left leg. Open and close. Let's alternate. Open and close. Staying on the tiptoes. Everybody's band is going to be a different color, meaning it's a different strength. So the distance that you can open your legs is going to be different for each person. So if you can see everybody on your screen, and I have a yellow band, it's kind of middle of the road. I think it's called medium maybe. But like if you have a black band, that's good. You're getting a hard workout. You just won't be able to open quite as far. Sit really tall. Keep those hands on your hips. Squeeze it open. Even if you don't want a band on this one, keep squeezing those legs. Now stay right here for me. I want you to sit tall. Good. Bring your hands onto the chair. Stay pretty tall and open both legs and then close them. Open both legs and close. You have to lean back just a little, but hold on. Good. Open and close. 5, 6, 7. Now, whenever you push back this time, keep them slightly lifted, little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to lean back really far. First, drop that down closer to the ankles. We're going to lean back really far on this one. Lift the legs up to a tabletop position. Hold there. And then we're going to open the legs and close them. 7. Always keep a little tension. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the feet down. And then I want you to take the band off of your legs. We're going to stay in the chair for just one arm exercise. Not a lot of arms with the band today. I'm going to take it around the forearms. If you don't want to use the band, just squeeze the arms and get range of motion. You could also use light hand weights if you want. So think of that motion that we do on the reformer where we open the arms. But I just want you to open slightly and close. Depending on how heavy your band is, you may not have a lot of range here. Open and close. I'll stand so you can see just to make sure. Just opening the arms, keeping them at that goal post, and closing. If you don't have a band or if you have a super stretchy band, then make sure that you're opening your arms as far as you can and pulling back in. But we've all tied it into a pretty tight knot. Give me 4. Think of squeezing the shoulder blades. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Take the band off. Go ahead and set it down by your side. I want you to stand straight up right where you are. Good. Find a little spot just in front of the chair where you can almost tap it, bed, ottoman, whatever you're using here today. As you go down, raise the arms up in line with the ears, and then lift. So I'm gonna scoot forwards because I don't want to touch the chair. I want to almost touch the chair. Go down, arms up in line with the ears, even just your feather touching your legs to it. Go down, arms up in line with the ears, and we press through the heels to come up. Take a peek down at your feet. Make sure that they're in parallel, about 3 or 4 inches apart. Make sure that your knees track right over the center of the toes. The neck's gonna stay in alignment with the spine. A lot of things at play here. Palms face inwards. Good. Let's do one more here. We're gonna go down, hold it there. Pulse the booty down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fold forwards. Let the arms hang, let the head hang, let everything go. I'm going to give you an option on the next round. So just listen up for that. We're going to take it into a plank. You're welcome to do your plank on your forearms on the mat or on your hands. I'm going to put my feet up on the chair to show you the highest strength level you can do this on. But if you need to take it down a notch, you can do it with your feet on the floor. You can go here, you can go here on the forearms, or you can take your feet all the way up on the chair. Wherever you are, it's going to be great. Okay? So make sure your chair is firmly planted, that it's not going to slide. If you need to go put it up against a wall, this might be the best time for that. And if you don't like it in that position, then make sure you change it in the middle of it. Don't just stick it out just for the sake of trying to stay in it, okay? Especially if it starts to hurt the knees. So you're going to come up onto the toes. Make sure you don't let your hips sink. So I want you to kind of pretend that your feet are on the foot bar of the reformer, right? You're in that lifted up position. Hold this. You're going to keep the hips slightly lifted. Pull your right knee in and send it back. Left knee in, send it back. 6, 5, 4. Those arms have gotten stronger. 3, and 2, and 1. You're going to send one leg down to the ground and then the other, no matter where you are. Just kind of give the hands a little roll. We'll go back up in just a minute. One more set. We're going to come back up, and then the toes are going to go up onto the chair. You're going to hold this up right here. You're going to take one leg and lift it up. 8, and then switch. 7, 6, 5, 4. Here's 3, and 2. You got one more. And then we're going to set the knees down. Good. Just say good morning. They won't be able to talk right now because they're on mute. And then you can go to your breakfast. Okay. Goodbye. And perfect. We knew that there would be a cameo this morning. Yes, we already discussed that. So I want you guys to come up to the chair or floor. I'm going to say that. They can be the chair or the floor on this one. I'm going to turn my chair. You don't have to move at all if you don't want. I just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. My intention here is for you to feel as if you're having to use your core to balance on the chair a little bit. So you could use an ottoman. You can do this on the floor. You'll know what we're doing once we get there. It's the double leg stretch and just that double leg lift up and down. But it adds a little bit of challenge. So I'm going to scoot forwards on the chair, and then I'm going to lay down sideways on it. If it's uncomfortable on the chair, you could also put your mat on top of the chair for a little bit of comfort if you don't have a padded chair. I'm going to have you bring your legs up to a tabletop. Please don't roll off of this chair at your house, okay? Hold this. Then I want you to reach your arms long.
We're gonna do the double leg stretch with no arms. You're gonna inhale, extend, exhale, pull back in. I'm already vibrating. Inhale, extend, exhale, pull back in. If you're on the mat, you can do it here, exhale, pull. If you're on the chair, you can do that too, but it is tough. Exhale, pull. Reach and pull back in. One more. Reach and pull back in. Grab onto the edge of your chair. Pull yourself up and sit for just a minute. On the next one, if it's too much to have your hands by your side, you can support the neck by bringing your hands back behind your head once we are in position. Just know it might make it a little bit more challenging for the abdominals there. We're going to roll back down into this nice position up on top of the chair. You should feel the it becomes kind of the shakes right here as you get into it. Hold this. You're going to extend the legs up. You can always put your hands behind your head if needed. You're going to lower the legs down some and then exhale, pull back up. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, pull. 3. Deepen that breath. 4. 5. You're almost there. You can always just do it on the floor if needed. 6. You can make that switch over. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bring the feet down. Help yourself up from there. Nice. I'm going to turn my chair back long on the mat. Let's work the arms a little bit on the chair here. So a little bit different position today. Instead of bringing your hands just flat on the top, let's give our hands a little bit of help today by wrapping them around the outside edge. So a little bit of external rotation. I'm going to go into a plank here. You can always just do this on the floor as well. You do not have to do it on the chair. It is actually more challenging on the floor. Hold this. You're going to bend the elbows and push back up. If you want to turn your fingertips directly forwards, that is just fine. 3, it might feel better to you that way. 4, 5, don't let your hips sink. 6, 7, and 8. You're going to lift the hips and then send them back. The palms rest on the top of the chair. Pressing the chest towards the legs, holding a stretch for the shoulders. Think of lifting your hips high into the air. We're going to shift back forwards for one more step. Make sure that your chair is secure. You're going to go down for 8 and push. 7, 6, 5, elbows in by those ribs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send the hips back, press the chest towards the legs, and then drop your hands down to the mat. And then we're going to bring our knees down to the mat as well. Spin the legs around. Make sure that your chair is secure. It's not going to slide while we're doing this. The next set, you can do without a chair as well. You'll see you can just do it with your feet down on the ground if needed. Good. Your feet are going to come up onto the edge of the chair, on the edge of anything, basically. You can use anything in your house for this. Press down into the palms, and then we're going to move into the bridge. You're going to tuck the pelvis and lift the hips. Make sure that you keep your head straight on this one. So if you need to see what we're doing on the camera, turn your head only whenever your bottom is down. Let's bring the bottom back down now. You've got a lot of load on the cervical vertebrae, so you want to be very cautious. You're going to tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, hold it at the top, and then you're going to come back down, rolling into it. Now we're going to make this into a hinge, so no rolling, you'll just lift and lower. You'll lift, squeeze your glutes, and hinge back down. 7, and lower. 6, and lower down. Feel the backs of those legs fire up. 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Bring the heels and lay them on the chair. Flex your feet. Interlace your hands behind your head, and then exhale, chest lift. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, lift the chest. Inhale, lower. Keep going, lifting and lowering. Give me 3 more here. Make sure to tilt your bottom away from you a little. 1 more. Good. Take that right leg up to tabletop. Lift the chest, cross it over, and then push the leg straight out as you go into the center. 7, and push away. 6, a little breather here. 5, this is a little breather, yes? 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to set the foot down, bring your chest down. Lift the left leg up, keep it bent. Lift the chest, rotate towards the leg. As you go back to the center, extend the leg. And 7, and reach. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back in the center, set the foot down, lower the chest. You should feel those abdominals. Go ahead and bring the knees into your chest and hug them. Rock from side to side just a little bit. And then I want you to roll yourself up however it feels comfortable to you. Don't come up too fast from there. I want you to go onto your forearms onto the chair, or the floor is completely okay too. And you're going to go into a plank on the forearms and just fold. Just breathing with me here. Good. From here, stay on those tiptoes and lift the chest and push it towards your legs. And then shift back into that forearm plank. So in yoga, we would call this the dolphin, but you would try to drop the heels. So you can keep the heels lifted, or you can try to press them down and get a calf stretch. You can lift the heels to come back into your plank. So I want you to keep alternating from one of those to the other. That high hip to the nice long plank. Keep going, using your breath. Good. 1 more. You're going to shift your body weight back forwards. Walk your feet in. And then let's have a seat in that chair again. So let's repeat just a little portion with the band around the calves. So I want to do a little bit more there. You're going to bring it around your calves. I'll give you a chance to get that set up. Good. We're going to sit tall. Bring the feet onto our toes. Bring our hands back behind us, slightly lean back. We'll first do our quad extension. So you'll hold. Extend one leg. Doesn't matter which one. Extend it out and resist. Extend out and resist. If you want a little bit more resistance, you can bring that band a little bit lower. Extend and resist. Keep the spine braced. Don't round into your chair. Good. Squeezing the quad. 5, 6, abs pulled in, 7, and 8. Bring that foot down, switch legs. Lift and lower. Extension of the knee. 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, and 8. You're gonna sit tall, stay on the tippy toes, bring your hands onto your hips. You're gonna open one leg and close it, then the other. Really try to push yourself on this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, let's do 4 more. 3, stay really tall. 2, and 1, sit really tall here, but then bring your hands behind you and slightly lean back. Keep the toes slightly lifted. Open both legs and close them. Open and close. 3, be very mindful about what you're doing. Don't do it too fast. 5, squeeze those legs. 6, 7, 8, hold it back, little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, woo! 3, 2, 1, bring it in. Here we go. Lean back really far. Lift your legs up to tabletop and then open and close. 7, 6, chest is open, body is braced. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the feet down, and then I'm going to have you take the band off from there. Good. Hands are going to go onto the chair. Your knees just slide off. Your knees are bent, or your legs are straight. But please make sure that your chair or whatever piece of furniture you're using is secure. You'll go down, and then lift and straighten the arms. 7, and then we'll get a break. 6, and straighten. 5, keep your torso braced. 3, booty goes straight down. 2, and 1. At the top, we're gonna sit. I want you to shake your hands out. On the next set, we're gonna add in a little bit of a hip thrust. The hands go onto the chair. Hold here. Knees are bent or straight. You'll go down, lift and thrust the pelvis towards the sky, straighten the arms even more. You'll go straight down with the bottom and then lift and push. 3, and push. 4, this is adding insult to injury for my triceps. 5, 6, 7, I feel Monday still, and 8. Here we go, we're gonna sit on the chair, shake out those arms. Holy moly, I'm the one making the decisions. Why did we do that to our arms today? Let's go into a side movement here. We've been going in parallel for a while. You can do this on the floor, or you can do it on the chair. We're gonna go into a side forearm plank. Again, make sure that your chair is braced up against something so it's not gonna fall. You pick the side. I'm gonna take the top foot and put it in front. You can stack the feet if you like. I'm gonna bring the top arm up. I'll give everybody a second to get in a position. You can use the floor as well. You can also bring a knee down if you just need a little bit of a break or a variation today on this, okay? You decide. I want you to keep a little tuck of the pelvis. Think of squeezing your inner thighs together. It'll fire this up a whole lot more. And then let's dip. Let's go down and lift. 7, very cautiously, very controlled. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Walk the feet in. You stay where you are. You can just flip over and do the other side, but I'm going to move my chair so I can see you. Switching immediately to the other side, we'll go down onto the forearm. Top foot is in front. We're just holding. The hand can be lifted.
You can bring it down to your hip too, I'm okay with that. If you need to bring a knee down, that's good too. You'll still feel some work there. Think of keeping a little tuck of the pelvis. Squeeze the inner thighs together really high. Hold this. Now we drop and lift. Drop and lift. Think of a string just pulling you to the floor and pulling you to the sky. 6, 5, hang in there with me. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll bring the knees down. We're gonna go down to the floor, but keep your chair. So I'm gonna go all the way down. I'm gonna make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Perfect. All the way down on your side. I want you to take one leg on top and one leg underneath the chair. Your bottom arm, the hand can go behind your head, but if you prefer to have the arm laying long, I'm okay with that too. Hold this. Top hand can go to the hip just for extra balance work. The bottom leg, you're gonna squeeze it up and lower. It's gonna feel really easy at first. We've been working everything but the inner thighs. So it's gonna be a fresh muscle group here. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Really focus on the squeeze at the top. Even if you're not putting your top leg up on a chair, you can just keep the top leg lifted and lift and lower the leg to it. So you can do something like this, okay? You pick. Now lift the leg up really high, pulse it up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now lower the leg down, but not all the way. You're gonna lift it up midway, and I want you to trace a quarter with your big toe in a circle. You pick the direction. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then switch directions. 8, it should be on fire. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down, and then bring both legs down. I'm gonna switch my chair. You can stay right where you are if you want, and just flip over and face the opposite direction. Good. Top leg is up on the chair, bottom leg underneath. Hand comes up behind the head, or you lay flat. I'm gonna place the hand on the hip for added balance here. But you can always bring it down in front. Bottom leg is gonna lift and tap the bottom of the chair, then you lower. Lift and lower. Good. Use your breath. Really squeeze it at the top, getting a bigger range because of the height of the chair. Lift it to the top, hold it there, little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down where it's slightly elevated. Lift it midway and circle, tracing a quarter with your big toe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch directions. 8, you're almost there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down, bend the knees, and help yourself up. Going back to the chair just one more time. A very familiar series here, just to kind of top off the core work for today. So I'm gonna have my forearms on the chair on this first set. We're gonna come into a plank and hold here. I'll take my right knee, and we'll stay with the right leg at first. Remember, don't let your booty sink. I want you to keep them slightly lifted, little tuck of the pelvis. Right knee, pull in, bend it back,
and set the foot down, but the same leg will work. 7, 6, 5. Don't let those hips sink. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We switch legs. 8. You can always do this one on the floor too. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's shake a little more. Right leg externally rotates to the outside of the chair. 8, same leg. 7. Good. 4. Keep moving with me, guys. You got it. 2. Let's do one more. Switch sides. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Right leg lifts behind you for 8, 7. Hang in there. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And switch point lift. 2, 3, 4. My arms are burning too. Come on. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Send the knees down. Bring your hands on the top of the chair and sit back on the heels. Let your head sink in between the shoulders and take a big deep breath. Good. I'm going to have you send the chair out of the way. That way we just have our mat, no other clutter of items. I'm going to have you bend your knees, feet flat. Arms go long. And then I'm going to roll down onto the mat with the arms long down by my side. Take a deep breath. Tuck the pelvis. Lift the hips into the air. Hold it at the top. Shoulders down and back. Press the palms into the mat. Then scoop and roll back down. Again, tucking the pelvis, lifting the hips into the air, holding this at the top, scooping and rolling back down. Use your breath. Calm the breathing, calm the heart rate, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, hold this at the top, breathe, scoop and roll back down. Interlace the hands behind your head. Exhale, lift the chest. Inhale, lower it. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. As you lift and you exhale, you might feel a little vibration of that breath in the body. That's good. You've connected with Pilates there. And lower. We're going to lift the chest, stay lifted and hold and rotate. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. We have 4 more here. Let's do 2 more. Back into the center, lower the chest, reach the arms straight up towards the sky, and then open the arms out to a T, the palms face up. Bring your right leg up to tabletop, then your left, squeeze your knees together. Lay the legs over to one side, but not all the way down to the floor. And then exhale, pull back to center, squeezing those knees together. Lay the legs over to the other side, head and shoulders stay where they are. Exhale, pull to center. Over to the other side. Exhale, pull. Good, again, laying the legs over. Exhale, pull again. One more to each side. Last one here. Good. Back into the center. You're going to roll onto your right side. And then help yourself up with your hands. And I want you to go seated on your bottom. If it feels better to lay down, you can certainly do this laying down, okay? I want you to find a comfortable position to sit with me. And just bring your palms on your knees, either face down or face up. You can also choose to place your palms in your lap, just kind of like you're holding them like a bowl, okay? Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But I want you to take just a couple of breaths on your own before I lead you through a short breathing exercise. Don't judge if the breath doesn't come easily. That's okay. If you find your mind starting to go in other directions, pull it back and think about the breath. Just keep your focus on that. We're going to inhale through our nose. And then I want you to purse your lips as you blow out, like you're blowing bubbles for a child through the little hole. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, purse your lips and blow the bubbles slowly out. I want you to picture the bubbles slowly floating away as you make that exhale. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale, slowly blow the bubbles out. I want you to do 2 more on your own in silence. This time, as you breathe in, I want you to say to yourself, may my mind be at ease. And exhale, may my body be at ease. Inhale, may my mind be at ease. Say it to yourself as you exhale, may my body be at ease. Do it once more on your own. Good. Before you open your eyes, I want you to roll the shoulders back a bit. Just kind of move the body a little bit to wiggle it and wake it back up in the spine. Hopefully you can take a deep breath a little bit better after that. You can open the eyes whenever you are ready. You did an amazing job with the band and the chair today. We'll explore a little bit more with some of those movements. You guys did amazing. I really enjoyed doing that with you this morning. I'm going to turn our recording off for those that are joining later. And then you can